Sacramento Kings meet the Chicago Bulls. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Budweiser, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you. By your Toyota dealer. Quality right down the line. Who could ask for anything more? By Taco Bell. Hello, Taco Bell. And by Safeway. From meats to produce, you'll find honest deals in every department of your neighborhood Safeway store.
Live from Arco Arena in Sacramento, KOBR Sports presents exciting NBA action as the Sacramento Kings host the Chicago Bulls. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tom Curran, and tonight the Kings return from a weekend road trip to Phoenix that saw them beat the Suns, and Sacramento will be looking for their 4th win in 6 outings tonight. And back in the saddle tonight after missing 3 games due to back surgery, and our thanks to Ted Green for filling in. Here's John Lambert. Welcome back, big guy.
Tom, thank you, and it's very good to be back.
All right, in sports, the phrase "he does it all" is often overused, but in the NBA, there are some players that definitely meet that description. You start with Magic Johnson of the Los Angeles Lakers, last year's MVP, assist man, scoring, he can do it all. For the Boston Celtics, Larry Bird runs the floor, rebounds, tosses out assists, and of course, he's just such a great leader. Charles Barkley of the Philadelphia 76ers, the round mound of rebound, led the league in rebounding last year. And the man we will see tonight, Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls.
Tom, Michael Jordan, the leading scorer in the NBA this year. He leads the Bulls statistically in almost every category imaginable. Great scorer, great passer, good rebounder. I think he's the heir apparent to Dr. J. Just a thrilling and exciting player to watch. Be a great task for Reggie Theus to contain him tonight.
The Bulls fortunate not only to have the leading scorer in the league, but the leading rebounder as well in Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley, the thing I like most about his game is not only is he a great rebounder, but he takes over all the dirty work for the Bulls. You'll find him in the paint, fighting for every rebound. Tough matchup between he and Otis Thorpe out on the floor.
And he's called Windex because he cleans the glass so clean. We'll be back to talk about the Kings right after this. We're back. We talked about the strengths of the Chicago Bulls, but no NBA team is without some sort of weakness. What can the Kings do tonight to exploit the weaknesses of the Chicago Bulls?
Well, I think one of the weaknesses the Bulls have is their bench. They have an adequate bench with John Paxson, Horace Grant, and Scottie Pippen, but as of late, they have not been playing very well. So they don't get a lot of scoring out of their bench. Plus, they don't really have a solid center. I'll pick the Kings centers over the Bulls centers, and I'd look for a good matchup between the Kings and the Bulls.
What about the center spot? Let's talk about that again for a moment. Klein versus Brown.
Well, they're starting Mike Brown right now, and Klein should have the upper hand on his play, but they're really starting Mike Brown to bring Corzine off the bench, who is really their mainstay center. He seems to play better coming in with about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And Corzine, a former teammate of you, so you know what he can do.
That's right. I know his strengths and his weaknesses, and one of the things he does best is post up, turn around, and take a jump shot, and he'll fight on the boards also, so it'll be important to keep him off the boards.
And so the Kings and Chicago Bulls tonight from Arco Arena. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and tip-off.
This half is brought to you in part by Budweiser, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you. And by Safeway. You'll find super specials in every department of your neighborhood Safeway store, where you'll get an honest deal every day.
The Kings and Bulls tonight from Arco Arena, and with the lineups, here's Sacramento Public Address announcer David Axelson.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Arco Arena. The entertainment capital of the Valley for tonight's game featuring the Chicago Bulls and your Sacramento Kings. Now the starting lineups for both teams. First for the visiting Bulls, at one forward, ranked number 6 at 7 feet from Ohio State, Brad Sellers. At the other forward, ranked number 34 at 6'9" from Virginia Union, Charles Oakley. Starting at center, ranked number 17 at 6'9" from George Washington, Mike Brown. Starting at one guard, ranked number 2 at 6'2" from Villanova, Rory Sparrow. And at the other guard, ranked number 23 at 6'6" from North Carolina, Michael Jordan. The head coach of the Chicago Bulls is Doug Collins. His assistants are John Bach, Tex Winter, and Phil Jackson. The trainer is Mark Feil. And tonight's starting lineup for the Sacramento Kings. And one forward, right number 21 at 6'7" from Villanova, Harold Presley. At the other forward, right number 33 at 6'11" from Providence, Otis Thorpe. Starting at center, right number 35 at 7 feet from Arkansas, Joe Klein. At one guard, right number 30 at 6'3" from North Carolina, Kenny Smith. And at the other guard, right number 24 at 6'7" from Nevada, Las Vegas, Reggie Theus. The head coach of the Kings is Bill Russell. His assistants are Willis Reed and Jerry Reynolds. The trainer is Bill Jones. Tonight's officials is assigned by the NBA.
And so the Kings and Bulls set to go from Arco tonight, and let's meet the officials with John Lambert.
Well, Tom, the officials for tonight's game are Ken Maurer on your right and one of my old golfing buddies, Mike Mathis, on the left.
And you say he plays no golf better, not any better than we do.
He loses about half a dozen balls like I do.
The lineups as they match up across the board tonight, Oakley and Thorpe, and that will be a big matchup. Two of the game's best rebounders, Seller and Presley, Brown and Klein, Sparrow and Kenny Smith, the point guards, and of course the big defensive matchup of the night, Reggie Theus against Michael Jordan. And there's Michael J., the man that many have come to see here in Sacramento tonight, the player of the month in the NBA, and you see the numbers. What can you say except impressive?
Well, Tommy, he has that kind of intensity that all the all-star players do, and he just works so hard every minute that he's on the floor, and he deserves the points and all the credit he gets for what he does. He's got that talent.
So Mike Mathis set to throw it up as Otis Thorpe will jump against Sellers. Still loose, and it's Brown who has it. Quickly, the ball to Jordan. Sellers, baseline jumper, and the Bulls lead it 2-0.
Sellers is a player that the Kings really have to watch out for because at 7 feet, he has a very nice outside touch. You have to respect his shooting ability.
In his second year out of Ohio State, now the Kings on offense the first time tonight. Harold Presley. Jordan high for the rebound. Back come the Bulls. Rory Sparrow with it now, acquired by the Bulls earlier in the season from the New York Knicks. Here's Jordan's first shot of the night. And Harold Presley, the rebound off the miss. Kenny Smith to Theus. Remember, the Kings with 7 men in double figures in Saturday's game against the Suns. They'll be looking for that kind of balance again tonight as Joe Klein gets them on the board.
Well, Joe Klein has the experience now. And Mike Brown, of course, in his second year, used sparingly by the Bulls in his first year. So Joe Klein ought to be able to use that court sense that he's acquired against the lesser center in the Bulls.
Game tied 2-2. Just underway here tonight. Got lots of great NBA action heading your way here on 13 tonight. Brown shot on the way. It's good. Mike Brown has started the last 15 games at center for the Bulls. Gives them a 4-2 lead. Swinging the ball, it's Harold Presley. Harold's 0 for 2. Sparrow, the dribble for the Bulls. Here's Jordan. Oakley holds. Sellers up on top of the perimeter. Nice spin around Presley. Harold fouled him, and Sellers will go to the line. This program is authorized under rights granted by the Kings Professional Basketball Club solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the picture, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Kings Professional Basketball Club is prohibited.
Tom, as you watch Brad Sellers on the free throw line and you saw the foul that Harold Presley got against him, you have to realize that Sellers has about a 4-inch advantage over Harold Presley, but at the same time, he's very mobile, very adept at getting free to take his shot, and makes a big challenge for Harold Presley to play a man that's got this much height advantage on him.
Sellers at 7 feet, and of course, Harold 6'8". And the Bulls a 4-point lead here early first quarter. Joe Klein has the only 2 Kings points. Now Presley, he'll try it. Spin of the lane, Michael Jordan the steal. Jordan leads the league in steals. Dish it off Sellers, but he traveled. No basket.
I know that kind of play really upsets Michael Jordan because he works very hard to get the steal, makes the play right, and then Sellers has to take that extra step and not only negate the 2 points, but deny him another assist he'd like to have.
Well, Jordan at 3.6 steals per game, and that's his first one tonight. Kings look to pull within 2.
We're seeing some of that down-low battle between Otis Thorpe and Charles Oakley, and that time Oakley won the battle.
It's the foul on Otis, his first.
It's usually a question of which one the officials see, and they usually see the second one. I think Oakley gave Otis quite a shove first, but they saw the retaliation, and that got the foul call.
Just no justice. Bulls look to go up by 6. And now we have a technical foul, I believe, against Otis Thorpe.
Well, things are starting to warm up a little earlier. I didn't think they'd get a little bit this physical maybe until later into the second quarter, but they're setting the stage right now, and the officials are countering, saying we're not going to let you get away with this kind of play.
Well, it was Ken Maurer who called the technical on Otis, who apparently arguing a little bit too loud and too long as Jordan misses the technical. And Willis not happy.
It's always good to see the assistant coach get up off the bench because it saves the head coach from getting all the technicals. That's really his job.
Just over 9 minutes to go, first quarter. The feed into Sellers. Working on Presley, and Harold comes up with a block. What height difference?
Well, Harold's timing his play and was just when to go up and try and impede that shot.
Knocked away by Jordan. The kicking violation and a fresh 24 for the Kings. Theus feed it into Thorpe. Otis, baseline, air ball. Close enough in, but unable to find the basket.
Well, he forced that shot just a little bit, Tom.
Brown scores. He was fouled. He'll go to the line. And a lot of folks felt that should have gone the other way that time. Joe Klein, you decide.
Joe Klein has really got to lead him across the lane here and block him off the board so he can't get to the ball. And you just can't let a guy like Mike Brown beat you and take you out of the play like that. He just stuck with it all the way and made a good basket.
The foul was on Harold Presley, his second on the team. The Bulls missing from the line thus far tonight. It's 8-2 Chicago. Theus, Presley drives the baseline, scoop it up, and Harold was hammered under the hoop. Foul on Mike Brown. First on Brown and the first on the Bulls as the Kings will call timeout. 8:29 remaining first quarter. Chicago the early 6-point lead. Reggie Theus drawing the defensive assignment on Michael Jordan tonight, and before the game we asked Reg, what does he do to defense this guy? Well, apparently a technical problem there, but Reggie went on to say that what you got to do, of course, is try and make Michael Jordan take some of the shots that he doesn't like, keep him further outside. Of course, Jordan loves to penetrate, showtime around the hoop. That's what you got to do, keep him away from it.
He's a great one-on-one player, and then what he also went on to say is he wants to try and make him work on the other end. He wants to get his own offensive game going, force Jordan to get a little tired, and maybe not be such a potent force on offense for himself.
And the Kings will be looking to double-team Jordan, of course. They'll be doing it off the 3 spot, the small forward position, so you can look for Harold Presley to help out defensively on Jordan a lot tonight.
Of course, excuse me, the key to that is Harold Presley knowing when to double and when to get back against Brad Sellers. That outside shot he has.
Derek Smith is up off the bench for the Kings. Will be coming in a moment. It's 8-4 Chicago after the free throws by Presley. Knocked away. Kenny Smith getting a piece of it, but it's Bulls ball with 12 seconds on the shot clock. And now Derek Smith checks in for Harold Presley.
He gives up a little bit in height, but I think he takes the advantage in the jumping ability. Derek's really been jumping well lately.
Jordan, the drive, gets Theus in the air and scores off the glass.
Michael Jordan lately has not been very hot in the first quarter of play, and we haven't seen him doing it very much now, but you never know when he might explode and just take over the game in any quarter.
Well, it's the first 2 points for Jordan tonight. It's 10-4 Chicago with 7:55 remaining first quarter. Theus jumper on the way. Kings have come out cold. Chicago shooting 50% early going. Michael Jordan again. The Kings at 25% have the basketball. Smith to Theus. Lay it up and in. Nice assist to Kenny Smith.
And the Kings want to run that fast break basketball, and talking to some of the Bulls before the game, they are aware of that, and they are going to try and stop that fast break the Kings do so well.
Sparrow to Sellers, baseline, no good. Find the rebound. Kings now, outlet pass to Derek, off his fingertips, out of bounds. The turnover against the Kings. Bill Russell doesn't want to see too many of those, John.
Well, you appreciate Reggie's interest in getting Derek involved in the offense right away, but that's a very difficult pass. The ball just kind of sails away from you when you throw cross court that far.
4 points, Chicago lead. Jordan, drive off the glass. What did we say? He loves to penetrate, loves it around the hoop, and that's what he'll do to you all night if you don't get in his way.
Watching that Bulls offense, though, they ran 3 consecutive picks on Reggie Theus to get him open for that shot. And it's difficult to defend a player when he's got that many picks being set for him.
Theus, jumper, good.
Reggie will make him pay with that jump shot, but he's got to move him around a little bit by dribbling the ball to get Michael Jordan a little more tired.
Reggie has half the Kings' points. It's 12-8 Bulls. Theus steals it. And now we'll have a jump ball, but Reggie comes up with a steal on Jordan.
One thing that's interesting about any time a guard takes the ball from another, it's a matter of pride. They hate to have the ball taken away from them, especially a player like Michael Jordan. You can bet next time he gets the ball, he'll be thinking twice before he lays it down in front of Reggie Theus.
Now Ken Maher throws it up. Still loose.
He's having a run on poorly tossed jump balls tonight. That's the one at the start of the game, and that one there. He's just plain tossing the ball out of the player's reach, much too high.
Well, it's Kings basketball, though, so they'll take it.
Any way you can get it.
Chance to pull back within 2. 6:15 remaining here, first quarter. Theus to Klein. Joe's open on the baseline and buries the little jumper. Kings back within a deuce with 6 minutes to play in the first. Sellers, ball loose, and he travels. That's the second time Sellers has traveled here in the first quarter.
That's a typical example of a 7-footer trying to do something that the 6'5" guys do and not quite being able to get away with it.
Kenny Smith, the penetration, bounce it to Reggie. He's open, but it won't go.
Well, the Kings have had 2 or 3 shots like that, a couple by Reggie and 2 by Harold Presley that just haven't fallen for him.
Bulls back on the break, and Jordan the lay-in, but the Kings charge right back down court. Theus the drive, looking for the foul and didn't get it. Tempo's picking up. No look pass to Sellers from Jordan. How about that play?
Well, the Kings had 2 players back in the paint to defend that play, and they just got mixed up on the assignments and let Sellers slip through.
So the Bulls back to a 6-point lead.
It's hard to trap somebody when you're coming down full blast on a fast break.
Otis Thorpe couldn't get it home. Oakley. And Sellers. Kenny Smith, get it to Theus. Jumper on the way. It's good. Reggie with 6 first quarter points.
Reggie, of course, no stranger to playing against Bull uniforms. He even played for the team for 5.5 years, so he knows what it's like to be near the Chicago Bulls organization.
Klein, another rebound. Diaz drive. Derek Smith into the lane, knocked loose, but Otis Thorpe will find it. Thorpe outside jumper.
That may be one of the easiest baskets Otis Thorpe gets all night. He gets banged up pretty good on the inside, and it's nice to get two from about 15 feet once in a while.
It's another part of his game that's come around, though, John, isn't it? He's not afraid to take that outside shot now.
Definitely, and one thing complements the other. The outside shot definitely opens up the inside game, because the minute you become a threat from 15 feet, they've got to come out and guard you.
Oakley, the rebound. Three and a half minutes to go in the first.
You see the Bulls' patience and how Michael Jordan tries to set Reggie up for a pick there, and they just managed to get around and force him into another play.
3 on the shot clock. It's Sellers. Derek Smith, the rebound. And that's been an impressive part of Derek's game since coming back. Thorpe again. In and out. That was the Kings' chance at a tie. Sparrow will penetrate. Joe Klein got a piece of him, however, on the way to the hoop.
Here we get an example of the Bulls' offense. Now watch, they'll use 2 screens to try and scrape Reggie Theus off, and they're actually almost as the 3rd screen. One of the Kings players got in the way, and that's the way Michael Jordan likes to score baskets.
Substitutions for the Kings. LaSalle Thompson has come in for Bill Russell at center, and Mike McGee at the 2 spot now, the off-guard position, as Joe Klein and Reggie Theus go to the bench. And there's timeout on the court. Chicago calling it with 3:06 remaining in the first. Bulls a 2-point edge. .306 remaining here in the first. Bulls with a substitution as Horace Grant, the rookie out of Clemson, will come in at forward, and Dave Corzine will now come in at the center spot for the Bulls. And John, you were mentioning off the top that Brown's kind of the setup man for Corzine.
Well, I talked to him before the ball game, and of course you mentioned that this is the 16th consecutive start for Mike Brown, but it's also the 16th consecutive time Corzine has come off the bench in a substitute role. And Doug Collins likes the way Corzine is doing that. He likes the way he's coming off the bench. He's actually scoring more points and getting more rebounds since he started coming off the bench, so he's decided to stick with that.
Farrell misses them both. Kenny Smith. LaSalle Thompson's first shot off the front of the rim. A little questionable when you come off cold off the bench and take the outside shot from your center. Oakley shot blocked by LaSalle, however, inside. So Tank came back with the defense, and it's Kings ball.
Got a good look at a hustling Mike Mathis there, the official running out of bounds to get a good look at who it went off of, because sometimes that's a difficult angle. There were 2 Kings there, and it did, in fact, go off the Chicago Bull player.
So the Kings now with their 3rd shot at tying it up at 16 all. Mike McGee. He'll penetrate. Oh, that's what McGee did so well in Phoenix the other night. He beat Jordan.
He beat Jordan, and he faked him out thinking he was going to make the pass to Thorpe, and when they both went to Thorpe, he had a free lane to the basket.
Corzine turn it around, and the Bulls have the lead back.
That's his bread and butter shot, and by having that shot in his repertoire, that opens up Michael Jordan. You've got to respect Corzine's inside turnaround jump shot.
Winding down to the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Smith, the screen from Thompson, and Kenny has some string music.
Tough shot for Kenny Smith, because when he took off on that jump shot, he was drifting, and you have to gauge a lot of things when you drift on your jump shot.
Tied at 18. Grant knocked away by Smith, but Corzine banks it off the glass, no good. It'll be Bulls ball.
That's just a great play by Charles Oakley, as we see Ed Pinckney return to the ball game, taking Otis Thorpe's place.
Had quite a game in Phoenix. Ed getting a little up to play his former teammates down there, and here's Paxson checking in for the Bulls.
Pinckney had 4 field goals, and all of them on dunks, by the way.
It helps the shooting percentage a lot. Paxson came in for Sparrow. Corzine directs traffic. Gets a screen from Oakley. Knocked away. Kenny Smith and Paxson fighting for it. Kings have it 2-on-1. Smith, but gone.
Well, there you got a good look at the example of the speed of Kenny Smith compared to the speed of a John Paxson. He just accelerated away from him for that layup.
Kings have the lead. 1:10 to go here in the first. Jordan driving to the hoop, and he was fouled on the way there. Well, Sal Thompson the foul, and it's his first, the fourth team foul on the Kings. You know, the Bulls have played this entire first quarter without a team foul, John.
Well, that's amazing. And the foul that would have been called early on was the one between Oakley and Thorpe, except they caught the second foul that took place in that sequence.
Michael Jackson has come into the ballgame now for the Kings at point guard. So he'll team with Mike McGee in the backcourt. Kenny Smith takes his first rest of the night. Jordan with 1 of 2. He has 7 in the game. Jackson, another guy who turned in impressive minutes against the Suns. Thompson, shot blocked from behind by Jordan. And that's another category he leads the Bulls in as he goes back the other way to score it. The whole play belonged to Michael Jordan.
Sometimes it's just amazing. You watch him control his body the way he does, palm the ball with one hand, and you just wonder how he manages to do some of these things. Just a terrific ball player to watch.
Bulls by 1. McGee head down, and we got a whistle. The foul against Jordan. First on Jordan.
Well, you've got to attack Michael Jordan and make him work on defense. That's the way to wear him down.
28 seconds now remaining as Michael Jackson's jumper is good.
He's been shooting very well from the outside as of late, and he's really a great role player because he comes in off the bench whenever Coach Russell wants him and does whatever's asked.
First quarter winding down. A 1-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Corzine, a three-pointer. And the first quarter at an end. And so the Kings, playing some good defense in that first quarter, lead it 22-21.
This quarter has been brought to you in part by Taco Bell. Hello, Taco Bell.
You'd be surprised who's coming into AM/PM mini markets for our new chicken sandwiches. Frank Felcher?
Yeah?
What are you doing here?
Well, I like these hot chicken sandwiches.
Can I get the mayo, buddy?
Sure. A whole fillet of chicken breast, cooked right here, and then put on a freshly toasted bun for just 99 cents.
99 cents?
Excuse me?
Sure, pal. I like
Frank
these
Felcher?
hot chicken sandwiches. So anyway, chicken's hot, tender. I come in here every day. My favorite.
Hey, Jerry, our new 1988 import Dodge D50 pickups now have a 3-year, 50,000-mile warranty.
I think they're the best import pickup you can buy.
Yeah, that's true. And right now, during January, we're having a special import pickup sale. And with prices starting at only $5,995. For a very limited time, we're selling new Dodge D50 pickups for only $5,995. And, folks, we have extended cab and 4x4 models of similar savings. And, of course, only at Swift Dodge and Swift Auto World North.
Hello, Hammer. Somebody wants to see you.
They say you've got what I want.
Yeah, cold, bold, and smooth.
King Cobra, huh?
Real malt liquor satisfaction. No harsh taste.
That's a powerful combination.
Don't let the smooth taste fool you.
Do I have to drink this all by myself?
Oh, Muller.
My girlfriend's crazy for that Bruce guy on TV. She says she gets goosebumps, okay? So I asked my barber to make my hair sort of stick up like Bruce's. I figured, great. Haven't seen the show, he says. I bowl that night. Yeah. And then he makes 3 passes at my head like he's trying to land or something. So I end up with a little bare spot on top like Friar Tuck. And now my girlfriend says it gives her goosebumps all right. But not the right kind.
Next time, Supercuts. Because nothing grows out slower than a bad haircut.
This quarter is brought to you in part by Swift Dodge in the South area on East Lauren Road, and by Swift Auto World North at Arden and Bell, and by Home Fed. For a full range of financial services, call Home Fed instead.
Tom Curran and John Lambert back at Arco Arena. Start of the second quarter. The Kings and Bulls tonight in Sacramento. A 1-point lead in the basketball as we start the second 12 minutes. Sedell Threet has checked in the backcourt for the Bulls, replacing Michael Jordan.
Tom, there's no question about it. Ed Pinckney is just playing a lot more hungry than he was in the first part of the season. When he comes in the ball game, he goes out there to make things happen.
By the way, Ed needs just 3 rebounds for 1,000 career rebounds. Foul against the Bulls, and Collins sees his team turn it over on the offensive foul, and the Kings a 3-point lead. The foul went against Horace Grant, his first. Pinckney. Now McGee. 4 on the shot clock. Turn it on the baseline. LaSalle's shot won't go. Back come the Bulls, trailing by 3. Both Corzine and Grant in the lane for a long time. No 3-second call. Here's Grant back to Corzine. And now they called the 3-second violation.
Well, Mathis saw it the first time and didn't make the call. He knew he was in error by not making the call right away, so he just waited long enough and hoped someone would stand in there even close so he could make the call.
Maybe he made it about 2.5 seconds that time.
You don't see many complaints out of Doug Collins, being a retired player himself. He knows what went on that time.
Jackson back to Derek Smith, top of the key. Derek, short jumper. The offensive skills still a little rusty for Derek Smith. They'll eventually come.
You have to remember, as great a one-on-one player as Michael Jordan is, Derek Smith is an excellent one-on-one player himself. Once he gets those tools sharpened back up again.
Horace Grant, no good. Here's Derek. Take it to the hoop and score.
That's one of those I'm coming in there ready or not plays. Got up ahead of steam and just went to the hoop with it.
First hoop of the night for Derek. 5-point Kings lead. Horace Grant's jumper.
Tom, the Kings have been building up this little lead they've got by letting the players that aren't the prolific scorers for the Bulls take the shots. That time they gambled on Horace Grant. He managed to pull one out, but he has not been a great outside shooter this year.
6.4 a game for Grant. His first hoop. Here's Mike McGee, bangs into 3. The foul will go against Chicago as Sellers will check back into the lineup, replacing Oakley. Time now for the Kings basketball quiz for tonight. Can you name the only 3 players to go directly from high school to either the ABA or the NBA? We'll tell you about it tonight on the postgame show. First one by Mike McGee is good. The foul on Threet, his first. And Geter has them both. Kings back up by 5. That's been their largest lead. Paxson from outside. Long rebound is off to Michael Jackson.
Corzine coming dangerously close to a foul that time. He gave LaSalle Thompson quite a push in the back trying to get that rebound.
Jackson to McGee. McGee stays after it. Tipped up and in. LaSalle Thompson.
That's the kind of second and third effort that wins ball games.
Kings strong on the offensive glass, and Doug Collins wants a 20-second timeout. So the Kings on the offensive glass get the crowd going, and they are up to a 7-point lead. We'll take a look at it, John.
Well, in the first part of the sequence here, McGee just gets lucky. The ball comes back in his direction, and once you get a blessing like that, you want to go back up after it again and again. And I've been in that situation, and you just wish so much that first shot went back in. You'll chase it down all night long until you put it through.
And LaSalle loves it. There was only one problem with that play. LaSalle fouled Mike McGee.
Well, that's even a good play when you get two of your own players in there battling on the boards. You'd rather see that than have it surrounded by red jerseys.
So Bill Russell sees his team stretch it to a 7-point lead here early in the second quarter. 8:52 remaining first half. Kings doing a solid defensive job thus far tonight. Knocked away. Corzine lost it, but so did Pinckney. They're going to call a travel on Pinckney before he lost the ball, and Coach Russell can't believe the Kings blew that opportunity. Field goal percentages thus far in the game, and the Kings with a 5% edge. Remember, they shot 59% at Phoenix on Saturday night. Grant working on Derek. Corzine, jumper. Rebound off to Michael Jackson. Bounce it to LaSalle. To the hoop he goes. Hey, look at LaSalle Thompson.
Well, they try and tell the big players to take a big step when they come to the basket because you don't want to have them put the ball on the floor, and LaSalle did just that.
Kings up by 9.
Big stride and right to the hoop.
Corzine shot no good. Doug Collins has Michael Jordan up off the bench to get him back into this one.
Corzine's a 50% field goal shooter, and he thinks he can make those shots.
Lob inside. We're going to have a foul against Sedell 3. Substitutions now as Michael Jordan is back in along with Brown. Terry Tyler is in for the Kings, replacing Derek Smith. Grant and Corzine are out for the Bulls. So Tyler, who was the only man not to see any action in Phoenix, gets in here in the second quarter.
And there was a little round of applause there for Derek Smith because he made some things happen when he was out there. It's going to take him a while to get back to full speed.
McGee and Thompson, the two-man game. We're going to have an offensive call against McGee and a technical foul on Willis Reed. The technical is on Reed, the second technical against the Kings in the game.
Well, Tom, that's what Willis is supposed to do. He didn't think that Mike McGee hooked the player to get by him to go to the basket, and Willis only got up to voice his objection to the call, and now he gets the technical, but maybe we'll see later if it pays off for him.
Both technicals have been dished out by Ken Mauer.
A minute ago, you saw a shot there of Mike Mathis, and the technicals were called by the official you see standing there under the basket. That's Ken Mauer.
Sellers, an 80% free throw shooter, and that's Mauer. He's one of the young officials in the NBA.
One of the fellows that when we took a shot of him before the game told us how to spell his name correctly. So he's trying to establish himself here for sure.
Kings by 8. Bulls have the ball. Jordan outside. Bad shot. Thompson rumbles into the paint. Short hook. LaSalle Thompson showed up tonight, folks.
Tom, when you made that comment about Michael Jordan's last shot, it was a clear shot from about 15 feet. So in my book, that's a good shot. But I once asked a coach that I played for, tell me what's the difference between a good shot and a bad shot. And he says, well, a good shot is one that goes in.
That's it. And that's why I called that one a bad one.
Now, there's a foul that you need to take. LaSalle Thompson stopped the player right under the basket. Didn't let him get up and score the hoop. That's a good foul.
Kings by 10. Timeout on the court. 6:44 remains first half.
Hey, Jerry, our new 1988 import Dodge D50 pickups now have a 3-year, 50,000-mile warranty.
I think they're the best import pickup you can buy.
Yeah, that's true. And right now, during January, we're having a special import pickup sale. And with prices starting at only $5,995. For a very limited time, we're selling new Dodge D50 pickups for only $5,995. And folks, we have extended cab and 4x4 models of similar savings. And of course, only at Swift Dodge and Swift Auto World North.
Go to most banks for a home loan, and you can easily get lost in all the confusion. But at Home Federal, we'll start you out with this straightforward guide. It spells out your basic choices, guides you through the numbers, and helps you find the loan that's best for you. All About Home Loans is free at any Home Fed office. Don't make a move without it.
This Bud's for all that you
It's all tied up. Miles, you're in. 110, 110, only 4 seconds left to play. Sagan at the top of the key, shoots. Over the rim, Miles for the rebound. It's good. A rookie, Kevin Miles. Oh. You make America work.
Kevin Miles. Out of dreams here, huh?
For everyone who works toward their dream, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Welcome to professional basketball.
You know, there's only one thing better than a Sacramento Kings win, and it's celebrating that win with an ice-cold Budweiser. Sacramento Kings fans, this Bud's for you. And during the timeout, the Arco Arena faithful had some good time booing this guy, official Ken Maurer, who has administered 2 technicals to the Kings tonight, one to Otis Thorpe, the second to Willis Reed.
That goes with the territory.
6:44 remaining first half. Kings with a 10-point lead. And as we left you, it was Brad Sellers about to shoot free throws from the line.
Part of the official training should be to play a tape of a lot of booing going on and just have them sit there and get familiarized with it so it doesn't affect them during the course of a ball game.
Sellers in his second year out of Ohio State, former MVP of the 1986 NIT tournament, has both the free throws, and the Kings lead at 8.
One of the teams I played for was, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I was talking to Sellers. He says his favorite NBA city is Cleveland, Ohio. So I asked him why, and he said, well, I was born there.
That's a pretty good reason.
That makes sense to me. Most people pick their hometown.
Mike McGee from outside. Oh, that one burns the net.
The Kings have built a 10-point lead here, and they're doing it by playing the Bulls type of basketball. They're picking and choosing their types of shots and making them count.
Jordan pulls up. He's got it, answering McGee's basket. Kings lead back to 8 with 6 minutes to play in the half. Terry Tyler pull-up jumper. And Otis Thorpe fouled Mike Brown on the loose ball.
Otis knows he shouldn't have reached over his back for that foul and just wasted one there.
Second personal on O. 2 team fouls on the Kings. Also 2 team fouls on the Bulls thus far in the quarter. Kings want a substitute here as the starting backcourt will come back in. Kenny Smith and Reggie Theus for Michael Jackson and Mike McGee.
And they get a nice round of applause. They both did a fine job in building this lead for the Kings.
Sellers into the lane, put it up with the right hand, and he scores. Lead cut back to 6. Sellers now with 11 first half points. Thorpe, turn it around.
I've been watching Michael Jordan in this ball game, but I noticed, he's got that reputation for sticking his tongue out, and he only puts it out when he's getting ready to make a move. It kind of tips you off that he's coming to the basket.
Sellers the miss, Kings back. Theus, lay it up and in, and that one was high off the backboard.
Great assist by Kenny Smith there, and Reggie just making sure as high on the glass as he could.
8 points for Theus, 8-point Kings lead. Jordan the screen from Sellers off the back of the rim. Nice save by Tank to get it to Kenny. Terry Tyler. Yeah, that one was down and came back out. 3 right around Theus. He pulls up. Got it.
Well, this is an important transition time for the Kings here. They've got to slow down. The Bulls getting these easy, fast break transition type of baskets. And Russell's getting ready to call a 22nd to discuss just that.
With 4:16 remaining here in the second quarter, and the Kings the 6-point lead as Doug Collins will also get his men over.
You work and work to build a lead, and then you miss a couple of quick shots. They grab the rebound, and it can diminish and dwindle away so quickly that you've got to stop it right away. And this is a good 20-second timeout by Bill Russell.
There are 4 other games tonight in the NBA, 3 of them finals thus far. And what has happened to the Pistons since their big victory over the Celtics? They've lost to the Nets and now the Cavaliers. Golden State, a loser at Indiana tonight by 2. And a big upset. The Nets, they beat the Pistons. They beat the Mavericks in Dallas tonight, 108-103. And they're in the 4th quarter. Utah, the lead over the Supersonics. And Doug Collins in his 2nd year as Bulls head coach. His assistants, John Bach, the former Warriors head coach, and Tex Winter.
Collins, of course, a great player in his own right. Played in 4 All-Star games himself in an 8-year career.
See what the Kings work here after that timeout. It's Theus, the jumper, and Reggie has it. Theus into double figures with 10. And the lead back to 8 again. Jordan penetrates. Should say Sunel Freak that time. He had the moves of Jordan on that play.
Very quick first step.
Nice move by Otis Thorpe at the opposite end of the floor.
Otis Thorpe just goes out there every game and shows that he one day will be on that All-Star team. Just a great player.
McGee and Jordan getting physical inside. That one down, tipped back out. Kings have it off of their hand. Mike McGee had it get away. Juwan Oldham will come in at center now for LaSalle Thompson.
And here we can see some of the juggling for position here between McGee and Michael Jordan. And well, a little bit of a pull there on McGee's arm by Michael Jordan.
The miss by the Bulls. Kings the rebound. Yeah, they look like a couple of forwards that time, didn't they? Kenny Smith under the hoop, reverse layup, tip, no good. And now a foul against the Bulls. Goes against Oakley.
Unfortunately, Oldham didn't know he was battling with Otis Thorpe for the ball. They both had a clear opportunity to get a hold of the basketball, and they caused each other some problems trying to capture it.
Rory Sparrow will come back into the ball game for the Bulls, replacing Freak.
You got to look there at Oakley, of course, who is leading the NBA in rebounds this year, and he grabbed more rebounds than any other player in the league even last year. There's Rosine coming in the ball game.
Paxson goes out. Theus jumper. Reggie's got the field now.
Well, he's picking his moments to shoot, and of course he just came off the bench with Kenny Smith, so he's had a little bit of a rest.
Kings lead has returned to their largest margin of 10. 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Jordan, great defense under the hoop. Sellers misses the jam, but that's because he was fouled.
Sellers taking a little time on the floor to make sure all the equipment's in one piece.
The Bulls call timeout with 2:53 remaining in the half, and the Kings lead it by 10.
It used to be fish. Now it's seafood. To me, it's still fish, but it sure tastes good. Real good. Since the wife started shopping Safeway's Fish Market.
There's a reason for that. Nobody sells more fresh seafood than we do. We boat it in, fly it in, truck it in every day. Depend on it. If it's fresh and available, Safeway's got it. That's Safeway Service Plus.
It's the special things we do, especially for you. We're Safeway.
Most banks pay you jumbo rates if you deposit a ton of money. But what about smaller amounts? At Home Fed, we won't treat them like peanuts. We'll pay our $100,000 jumbo CD rate on as little as $10,000 with no fixed term. Home Fed. Don't forget.
Hey, Jerry, our new 1988 import Dodge D50 pickups now have a 3-year, 50,000-mile warranty.
I think they're the best import pickup you can buy.
Yeah, that's true. And right now, during January, we're having a special import pickup sale. And with prices starting at only $5,995. For a very limited time, we're selling new Dodge D50 pickups for only $5,995. And folks, we have extended cab and 4x4 models of similar savings. And of course, only at Swift Dodge and Swift Auto World North.
Immediately following tonight's game, a bit later than usual, it's MacGyver. Then at 11, get the latest news, sports, and weather from the KOVR 13 News team of Dan Gray, John Henk, and Tom Loftman. All tonight on The Place to Be, KOVR TV 13. Kings break the huddle with 2:53 remaining here in the first half. They have a 10-point lead, 44-34. The foul was on Juwan Oldham. And Sellers is at the line as we look at Michael Jordan.
Interesting, they asked John Paxson, who for a while was Michael Jordan's backcourt teammate, who he thought the best players in the NBA were at the guard or the forward position. And he said, well, he thought Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were the best players on the floor players. He said Michael Jordan was the best player in the air.
Bulls now shooting 29% here in the quarter. 5 of 17 from the field. Kings at 47%, 10 of 21. Sellers with both of them from the line.
Seeing a little pressure here by Rory Sparrow in the backcourt, trying to slow the ball up the floor and keep that break from going.
Kings look to go back up by 10. Kenny's looking into Otis. Has it to him now. Smith penetrates. Found Oldham. Juwan lost it. 2 on the clock. Theus got it off in time, but it's no good. McGee has the rebound.
That's a wise decision by Mike McGee to hold the ball up and get another good shot. He saw some people cutting the lane, but he wisely didn't see that they would obviously have a clear path to the basket and pulled it back. And a new 24-second shot clock.
McGee, three-pointer. No good. Foul is going to go against Otis, and this one has Russell up off the bench to argue.
Well, Russell has told Otis Thorpe not to take any of the pushing away from Oakley, and they're really battling in there down low, and he is going to put LaSalle probably back in the game for Otis and save him from getting another foul.
It's 3 personals on Thorpe. 4th team foul on the Kings. 2 minutes to go in the half. McGee to steal. To Theus. Reggie. Back to McGee. Peter shot blocked by Corzine, but we've got a foul.
And Doug Collins is a little upset about the way his team's playing defense right now.
The team scored first in the last 2 minutes.
LaSalle Thompson back into the game for Otis, as we thought would be the case. And Russell still getting a piece of Ken Maurer, who was again the guy that made that call. And there's Willis, who got one of the technicals earlier. Gator can make it a 10-point lead again. 46-36 Kings with 1:49 remaining second quarter in what has been a superb defensive effort for Sacramento in the first half. Corzine jumper rattles it down.
Well, that's his shot, and he spots up out there waiting for Michael Jordan to get stopped along the baseline.
Corzine with 4. Theus drive, tipped back up, no good, and Oakley has it.
You notice how Oakley just seems to be in the right place, staying into the basket. Now the fans wanted a double dribble call on that, but he actually can pick up the ball after he loses it.
McGee around Oakley to score. Nice move, Mike McGee.
Now you see it, and now you don't.
The lead back to 10 in the final minute here of the first half. Jordan and McGee really fighting inside again, and this time the foul will go against McGee. I mean, they were really leaning on each other.
Well, McGee has drawn this assignment of guarding Michael Jordan. He's made it clear he's not going to make it easy. You'll see him deny him the position, try and front him across the lane, slow his progress down. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. And, hey, who pushed who first?
Michael Jordan with 11 first half points.
Tom, all the great scorers that have played in the NBA were also excellent free throw shooters, as Michael Jordan is, and you make a lot of points from the free throw line if you're a penetrating shooter like Michael Jordan.
Jordan averaged 41.5 points in his 2 outings against the Kings last year. He's got 13 tonight, and it's 48-40 Sacramento. Diaz, top of the key jumper. Jordan, pull-up jumper, got it. Fans wanted to travel on Jordan.
Well, whenever you watch a ball game with the Chicago Bulls, the guy you're really watching is Michael Jordan, and you're just waiting for the time that he's going to try and take things into his own hands, and that may be the sign of it right there before the half. That was definitely a one-on-one forced shot on his part.
Diaz to Oldham. Juwan's shot is an air ball off of Thompson. We're going to have a loose ball foul against Oakley. And in the penalty situation, LaSalle Thompson will go to the line.
Well, perhaps we can pick it up here. Oldham just kind of lets the ball fly. Got it nicked a little bit on the way out, and Oakley's definitely leaning on the shoulder there, trying to get the ball free.
LaSalle's first one no good. 70% free throw shooter on the season. Paxson comes back for Chicago, replacing Rory Sparrow.
These are important free throws here. These 2 free throws would help. Now he's cut to 1, and the Kings have to be aware that there's 14 seconds on the clock, and if the Bulls come down and score, that'll cut their lead to only 5 points prior to the half.
49-42. Bulls with the final shot at it.
Michael Jordan has lost a shoe.
Paxson, the jumper with 3 seconds left.
Jordan is still trying to fix his shoe.
Kenny Smith high off the backboard to end the half. And so, first half at an end. It's Sacramento 49, Chicago 44. A halftime feature on the golfing Michael Jordan. And much, much more when we come back to Arco Arena.
This half has been brought to you in part by Safeway. From meats to produce, you'll find honest deals in every department of your neighborhood Safeway store. And by Budweiser, proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team. This Bud's for you.
You know, the home you're looking for could be right around the corner. But there's just no way of knowing unless you work with a real estate broker, a professional, who can help you find your home and affordable financing. Well, that's where Great Western comes in. You see, Great Western works with real estate brokers all the time. And together, they can help you find what you've been missing.
Bally's Reno welcomes the international charm of Charo, starring in Don Arden's Hello, Hollywood, Hello, January 21st through March 9th. Delight in the exuberance of the multi-talented Charo and one of the world's great stage spectaculars. Stay at Bally's for just $17 per person. Call 1-800-648-5080 and make your reservation today. A fiesta of entertainment with the electric Charo and Hello, Hollywood, Hello. World-class excitement at Bally's Reno.
It's the Big Spin.
He's been waiting for that.
Every Saturday at 7 on Channel 13. And the California Lotto 649.
Turn the TV on. I've got about 5 tickets.
See it live Wednesday and Saturday only on KOVR TV 13. The place to be for your lucky lottery numbers.
You've got to look at it this way. With the overstock car lots, super low finance charges, and creative financing, this is the time to buy a car.
At the half, it's the Kings by 5, 49-44 over the Chicago Bulls tonight. And Michael Jordan held to 13 points for Chicago in that first half. And Michael Jordan, more than a basketball player. You know, when you look at NBA media guides, you usually see all kinds of little tidbits about these guys, things that you never knew before. But one thing a lot of people know is Jordan is a good golfer. As a matter of fact, when he retires, he hopes to join the PGA Tour. So let's take a look at Michael Jordan, the golfer.
The instant he entered the NBA, Michael Jordan has been a media superstar. His appeal is universal, making him an idol of fans and advertisers alike.
Yeah. Come on, baby. Come on.
Hey!
Yeah!
Yes, sir.
Yet if Jordan is a prisoner of his own popularity, there is one place where he finds perfect solitude.
I mean, it's peaceful. You out here on the course where you can't get any phone calls, people can't bother you. It's really a relaxing situation.
Used to having his way on the basketball court, he finds golf presents a whole new set of challenges.
You don't compete against the next guy who's playing with you. You compete against the course. One day you can shoot 74, next day you can shoot 84. That's the game of golf. You never really can conquer it. You can only contain it and hold it for a little while, and then it just goes. And when you're out here playing golf, you got to concentrate on the golf swing and the technique every time that you pull that club back.
A great shot, Michael.
The mind comes into this game so much. It comes into basketball too, but sometimes your skills can overcome the mind a little bit. But in golf, if your mind's not in it, you can forget it. The free throw situation, it's similar. Putting and free throws is the same. The consistency and the skill of going through the same motion every time.
We'll take it.
I'll take that. That's the ticket.
That's it.
That's the ticket. Woo!
Super.
Ever so naturally, Michael has become a low handicap player whose success has ironically made him the center of attention.
Here's a look. And he's put that one, it looks to be right in the heart of the green. On the backside, perhaps another career for Michael Jordan awaits him after basketball.
For now, golf is just a hobby, which allows this professional to enjoy life as an amateur.
Goodbye, ball.
Wherever I go, I take my clubs. I love it.
The score, the Kings leading at 49-44 at halftime. Michael Jordan, I tell you what, not only is he a golfer, he's got his own line of golf clothing, too, if you can believe that.
I only wish I'd made that comment while I was playing, because I'd have a ready-made career when I got through. He can play that into his 50s and 60s, probably.
Well, we'll see what he does in the second half tonight. Right now, we're going to send it back to the studios of Channel 13. Dan Gray and John Henker standing by to bring us up to date. Dan, you've got it.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Public opinion may determine the fate of the shutdown Rancho Seco nuclear power plant south of Sacramento. A full report for you at 11 tonight. Now let's go back to Tom Curran at Arco Arena for the second half of the Kings-Bulls game. Tom?
Thank you, Dan. Back here at Arco Arena, the Kings with a 5-point lead at the half, and with the halftime highlights and statistics, here's John Lambert.
Tom, whenever you play the Chicago Bulls, the man to watch, of course, is Michael Jordan. And here we see Reggie Theus doing everything he can to stop him. But, Mike, you see how he slows down up there near the top of the key and just accelerates. That's just a great 2 points for Michael Jordan. One of the other plays he had in the first half is the kind of play he likes to make. He's got a great reputation for steals and block shots. There he blocked the shot, the steal is made, and now it's Michael Jordan all the way. And what I want you to notice here is the great body control. He stalls in the air and glides the rest of the way, just avoiding the King defenders. Michael Jordan is the individual leader for the Bulls with 15 points. Sellers follows with 13. Rebounds, of course, Charles Oakley, the leader, with 6, and Michael Jordan 2 assists. For the Kings tonight, great assist by Kenny Smith. He draws some of the defenders to concentrate on him, making it easier for Reggie Theus to come into the basket. The high off-the-glass layup by Reggie Theus for 2 of his first half 12 points. And the individual leaders for the Kings in the first half, Theus, of course, with 12, McGee with 9. LaSalle Thompson led the rebounders with 8, and assists. Kenny Smith had 6.
Team stats from that first half of play tonight as the Kings lead it. And the field goal percentage by 1% to the Kings. Neither team shooting particularly well in that first half. The free throws, Kings with a big advantage from the line. Kings also winning the game on the boards. And the stat that stares you in the face and looks very good there is the Kings only had 5 turnovers in that first half of play. All right, John, before the game tonight, we talked about some of the things the Kings needed to do to beat this Bulls team tonight. Obviously, they were able to do some of those things in the first half. What do they need to continue to do second half to try and keep this one in the bank?
Well, without question, Tom, the Kings bench is well outplaying the Bulls bench. They need to continue to do that. Russell is making very, very bright, I think, substitutions. He's bringing the players in at the right time. He's avoiding foul problems. And the steals is also a very important statistic. The Kings defense are forcing the Bulls to have more steals. They're getting them and they're capitalizing and making baskets on the other end.
What kind of situations are the Kings creating that is giving the Bulls so much problem?
Well, they're trying to double team on occasion, but they're playing very tight man-to-man defense, and they're forcing the ball into the hands of the Bulls players that are not the most efficient shooters on the team. It's allowing them to miss their shots, and we've got got some good rebounds. You saw that LaSalle Thompson had 8, and that's an important part of the game.
And so the Kings lead it by 5 at the half. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter right after this.
Close your eyes for a moment, because we'd like you to imagine a fresh, buttery English muffin topped with tomato slices and a tangy cheese sauce. Hey, getting closed. Okay, and fresh eggs and bacon and sausage links. Look, is this what you've been imagining? Our new English Grand Slam? Good. Now imagine where you can get this and 3 other great Grand Slam breakfasts. Here.
Cupid's Day is February 14th. The gift because she's your Valentine. Cupid's ring and pendant. The perfect gift on this special day. Cupid's golden arrow on a shining heart, encircled by 11 sparkling diamonds. Symbols of love together, a heart with diamonds at Rogers Jewelers. With your Valentine's gift of $99.50 or more, a free 2-pound box of See's candy.
When you think of love, think Rogers.
Someone put a fender in my left front fender. Leave it to the good hands people. I got a dent in the door of my 4x4.
Allstate makes an accident a little easier to take. We offer a repair guarantee, and in most cases, we'll give you a settlement on the spot.
I parked in a lot in a place that I trusted, but when I returned, my window was busted. Leave it to the good hands people. You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
If you could ask for a rugged, reliable partner that'll take on heavy-duty responsibility, Toyota one-ton truck. No compact or even mid-size truck hauls a payload like this. And when you ask for pulling power, 1 ton gives you 2.5 tons. Don't compromise. Don't settle for less than Toyota quality. Now who's looking out for number 1? Toyota.
Could ask for anything more.
This half is brought to you in part by your Northern California Toyota dealers, where you can get America's #1 import, and by Bud Light, the light beer with a first name and taste. Everything else is just a light.
Remember, Kings fans, you can follow the Kings to their game at Golden State this Thursday, February 9th on the next Kings bus trip. For $20, you'll get lower-level game tickets and round-trip bus transportation. For those of you who want to drive yourself, the cost is only $10.50. The bus leaves Arco Arena at 5 o'clock in the evening and will return immediately after the game. And so for more information, call the Kings office at 648-0000. The Chicago Bulls down by 5 as we start the third quarter. 49-44, the Kings leading it in a predominantly defensive first half of play, John.
And if you follow the Bulls, who of course you can see quite frequently on national television, are a very explosive team in the third quarter. And it's very important for the Kings to guard against this man right here, who usually gets very warm in this part of the ballgame.
And you saw the stat from last season. Michael Jordan can turn it on in a hurry. Kings will have the basketball to start the third quarter as the original starting 5 on the floor for the Kings and the Bulls. Theus, the screen from Klein. Otis Thorpe with a free throw jumper. 51-44 Kings. Jordan moving into the lane, double team of Klein and Theus there, and they force the miss.
Well, that's the same play we highlighted in our halftime with Michael Jordan running off the Oakley pick, and the Kings defended it very well that time. Jordan almost making the steal on the comeback.
Harold Presley to inbound. Reggie, baseline. He's got it.
We're starting to see Kenny Smith and Reggie Theus play very well together. Kenny knows how to draw the defenders to him and flip the ball right out to Reggie where he likes to shoot on the baseline.
Kings with 2 quick hoops here to open the second half, back up to a 9-point lead. Jordan fakes on Smith, gets him in the air. Tipped back up and in by Oakley.
Right at the basket to Charles Oakley. Key to a great rebound is you've got to be in near the basket.
Theus and Reggie will go to the line. Jordan the foul, second personal on Jordan, first team foul on the Bulls.
Reggie Theus at the line for the Kings, shooting 2.
And Reggie Theus will go to the line now for the Kings.
In that shot of Michael Jordan, as you mentioned before the ballgame, he along with Magic Johnson are a couple of the players that come out a whole lot before the ballgame and shoot around. Matter of fact, they don't come out at all. They just get their warm-up in the pregame warm-up that you see in the first 5 or 10 minutes before the ballgame opens.
Reggie at 82% from the line this season has them both. Kings by 9. Just underway here in the third quarter. Jordan to Brown, and it looked like Theus fouled him. Reggie will get the foul. First personal on Reggie and the first team foul on the Kings here in the third.
Mike Brown at the line for the Bulls, shooting 2.
Now, Mike Brown at the line, you said that this guy was the winner of a look-alike contest,
He came out with quite a scowl on his face before the ballgame, and he looked a little bit like Mike Tyson just before that Holmes fight he had a few weeks ago.
Boy, and he's kind of built like him, too.
He is.
A little bit taller, but...
One thing you've got to learn when you're playing against a player like this is you got to know your personnel you're playing on defense, and he doesn't have a reputation as being a great leader, so let him make that pump fake. That's the only way he's going to get open.
Brown with the free throws, 55-48 Sacramento. Theus bounces to Thorpe. Otis, look at that baseline pass to Presley. Thorpe again lost it. And now Oakley will be called for a delayed foul if I ever saw one.
That definitely was a late call by Mike Mathis, and Oakley probably realizes he made the foul. He's just upset that he called it so late. Well, now both Oakley and Thorpe have 3 personal fouls, and that may become a factor as we move toward the fourth quarter.
Kings with a fresh 24 on the clock. Look to go back up by 9. Kenny Smith fakes Sparrow, didn't get the jumper to go. Oakley had it knocked away by Kenny, but Jordan gets it back. Loose ball. Sellers still loose. It'll be Chicago ball. Willis Reed, Bill Russell, Harold Presley all pointing at Charles Oakley on the ground, saying that it went off the big guy, but the officials will give it to Brad Sellers and the Bulls.
And they reset the shot clock to 24. Interesting factor so far is the Bulls have not played their #1 draft pick, Scottie Pippen, yet in this ball game. They were quite high on him at the start of the season, and he hasn't seen much action during the last 3 or 4 games. Matter of fact, none at all this evening.
Now a foul on Theus, and Ken Maurer continues to make more friends. Bill Russell is not one of them. Second personal on Theus. Oakley's all alone. Why not? Back of the rim. Otis chasing it down, trying to get out of the double team. Now the Kings quickly up court. Theus, baseline jumper. Good.
They made him pay. They had 2 players in the backcourt trying to get the ball away from Otis Thorpe. He got the ball out of bounds, and the Kings made him pay on the other end.
Sacramento back up by 9. 9:14 remaining here, third quarter. Jordan into the lane. Instead, it's to Sellers. Thorpe the rebound. Quick outlet, Kenny Smith. Drive it on Sparrow. Force the shot. Blocked by Sellers. Kenny doing more that time than he really should have tried to do. Boy, there's a tough rebound by Otis. Theus back. Reggie has it. And with that, the Bulls want timeout. The Arco faithful love it. The Kings are up by 11. The Kings with their largest lead of the night, and Reggie Theus has hit some key hoops here in the third quarter. Theus now with 20 points tonight.
And once again, the Kings are capitalizing on the poor shot selection by the Chicago Bulls. Jordan has been cold, and so has Brad Sellers.
Sparrow, the jumper. High rebound, and Klein has it. Theus bounced it into Thorpe, and Otis was fouled. Now it's going to be a kicking violation against the Bulls.
I know that gave Charles Oakley a sigh of relief, because that would have been his 4th personal foul.
So the Kings are fresh 24. Harold Presley got his man in the air, forces it up. Harold was fouled.
You know, one of the rules in basketball, when you get ready to take a jump shot and you hear the whistle blow, here we see Sedale Threet coming in the game.
Replacing Rory Sparrow.
That's right. And you usually take the shot once you hear the whistle, but Presley, thinking he was going to get fouled, took the shot prior to the whistle and managed to come away clean with an opportunity to make 2 free throws.
It's the first foul on Sellers. 3 team fouls on the Bulls, and Harold Presley with the first free throw. Perfect from the line thus far tonight.
His confidence level has really risen since he's become a starter for the Kings this year, and he's paying off.
Kings by 13 as the lead moves out a little bit more. 8 minutes remaining here, third quarter. Presley almost had the steal. Harold came into the game leading the Kings with 50 steals on the year tonight. Klein has another rebound. It was knocked away. Brown hooked it up and in.
Russell with his hands up off the bench telling Joe Klein to hang on to it. You hate to lose every possession you get. Or any possession you get, I should say. They're all so valuable.
Thorpe for the floor one. Spins high off the glass. Kings tried to follow and missed. Stolen. Presley. Kenny Smith. He's got it. Only 6 points for Kenny tonight, but that was a big one. Gets it back to 13. Brown working on Klein. Threet now to Jordan. Take the jumper over Theus just as the shot clock expired. No good.
And Klein has captured the last 3 rebounds for the Kings, and it would have been 4 if he had managed to hang on to the last one.
Bulls the steal. This will be a conversion at the other end. Maybe. No. Otis fouling Sellers. 4 fouls now on Otis Thorpe.
Fouls called on Otis Thorpe, his 4th, the team's 3rd.
Well, Sedale Threet just makes a great play. The ball is overthrown here, so he has no options, but he hears Sellers from behind coming, calling out his name, so he knows to flip it back to him, and this would have been a good foul at any other time, except it is Otis Thorpe's 4th foul, and that can be costly.
And LaSalle Thompson is up off the bench. He'll come in replacing Otis.
LaSalle has been a demon on the backboard. You saw that he had 8 in the first half, so if he can continue on that jag here, he will be a big help to the Kings. There you saw Brad Sellers' free throw shooting statistic, but in the first half he was only 3 for 10 from the field. Not a very good shooting night for Brad Sellers.
11 points, Sacramento lead, 6:27 remaining in the third. Here's Theus. Had it knocked away. Jordan the steal. Tongue hanging out everywhere. Jordan to the hoop and jam it. And yeah, that gets a cheer from the crowd at Arco. They came to see the NBA Slam Dunk champion do just that. But they also came to see the Kings win, and they have a 9-point lead with 6 minutes remaining in the third. Reggie Theus.
Reggie Theus answering with a few quick steps of his own.
Nice pass, Jordan to Oakley, and he was fouled.
Well, Michael Jordan leading the team in steals, and you wanted to see a jam. Well, here's one Michael Jordan style.
Mike McGee.
Joe Klein called for the foul. It's his second personal, fourth team foul on the Kings, and Oakley at the line has the first one. So Reggie Theus winning the offensive battle with Michael Jordan thus far. Theus with 22 points, Jordan with 17. Ten-point Kings lead. Klein back it in. Had the ball stripped. Jordan on McGee. Jordan lost it. Went up, slipped right out of his hands.
You know, McGee did not commit very early, and you can see Russell's very pleased with that play, but McGee didn't commit too early to give Jordan a chance to decide which way to go, and it kind of threw him off. I think he took his eye off the basket and lost his concentration. Good defense by Mike McGee.
Seconds on the shot clock. Klein's jumper, nothing but net. Kings by 12. Klein with 6. Foul here will go against Mike McGee as he went after the basketball and fouled Michael Jordan. Third on Geter.
Michael Jordan at the line, 2-1 plus the penalty.
And in the penalty situation, Michael Jordan to the line.
Well, Mike McGee just got a little bit too aggressive in trying to get around and gets called for the reaching foul. There you see a man who's putting in hard work night after night.
Can trim the lead to 10. One of two for Jordan. 67-56 Kings. Bounce it into Klein. Joe is fouled from behind. Mike Brown with his second personal.
Well, Joe Klein definitely has the advantage over Mike Brown, and he should take advantage of it. Juwan Oldham comes in and give him a little bit of a break.
And Joe Klein, a nice hand from the Arco crowd. Keep that head spotless, huh?
You should call that a headshot, something from WrestleMania, huh?
Presley bounces to Thompson with 8 on the shot clock. LaSalle's shot won't go. And it'll be Bulls ball.
Bulls ball.
Scottie Pippen is into the game now for the Bulls. First time we've seen him tonight. Get it to 3. Almost an air ball. 3 gets it back, however. Put it up again. This time he's got it. Kings lead cut to 9. Presley working on Pippen. Good screen by Thompson, but the miss. Momentum swinging to the Bulls now. Pippen works on Presley. Knocked away by Harold, and Oldham gets it. Lead pass to McGee. Jordan is back there, but McGee beats him.
Oldham makes that play happen by getting his eyes up the floor quickly and seeing that he's got McGee fast breaking to the basket.
Mike McGee into double figures now with 11. Jordan, nice pass to Oakley.
The thing I think I like most about Michael Jordan's game this year is when he gets double teamed, as he often does, he always seems to find the open man.
Kings lead again at 9 with 3 minutes to play in the third. Kenny Smith. And illegal defense called against the Bulls. Their first tonight.
Illegal defense called on the Kings. Called on the Bulls. The Kings called.
Timeout on the court. Sacramento calling it with 2:52 remaining. Kings a 9-point lead. 3-week break because the Winter Olympics on ABC and Channel 13 coming your way in the days to come. Third quarter field goals, and yeah, it's been all Kings. Lead at 9. It's been as many as 13. The Kings can't inbound right away, so they call a 20-second timeout. Derek Smith and Michael Jackson back into the Kings lineup.
Well, Derek surveyed the court and didn't see an open player that he could pass the ball to, so decided to call the 22nd and give the Kings a chance to regroup.
The NBA Western Conference All-Star starters is selected by you, the fans. Of course, the All-Star game coming up in Chicago this next weekend. The reserves for the Western Conference and James Donaldson slipping in there as a replacement player. We'll show you the East a little bit later on. Jordan knocking it out of bounds. Kings ball, 18 seconds on the shot clock. Oldham back outside to Michael Jackson. And now an offensive foul going to go against Derek Smith, I believe. No, Oldham gets it.
They said he stepped out on the pick.
That was Ken Maurer made the call. And Coach Russell up off the bench. He's riding the young official. Corzine and the Bulls inching back into it. Down by 7.
Well, in the NBA, even a 15-point lead isn't much in the third quarter. And things can turn around quickly.
Derek Smith, nice pass to Oldham, who stuffs it.
That's the thing that can be so frustrating. Oldham sent every bit of a good pick that time as he did the last time around when he got the foul, and he really scraped the man off. Good two-man game, got the bounce pass, and completed the play.
Less than 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Nice pass inside to Jordan from Pippen, and Jordan was fouled. They're calling it an offensive foul. Here's that last replay, John.
Well, here's the last offensive sequence for the Kings, and Oldham just plays it perfectly.
Well, I can't believe it. Ken Maurer made a call that went against Chicago.
And I believe, was it against Michael Jordan?
It was his third. Three-pointer for Geter.
My goodness, the form on that shot looked every bit like a shot put. He was about 4 feet behind that 3-foot line, or the 3-point line, I should say.
Well, I tell you, Mike McGee puts a rotation on the ball like no one else. I mean, that thing is spinning like crazy as it goes up there. Jordan, and he was fouled on the way to the hoop. Michael Jackson will get the foul.
And Bill Russell continues to ride Ken Maurer. He may be desperately close to a technical foul himself.
Jackson's first foul, and it's, of course, the Kings over the limit here in the third quarter. And Jordan at the line.
McGee has become a very important piece in Bill Russell's puzzle here. He uses him in a lot of different ways.
Horace Grant back in. Charles Oakley out for the Bulls.